The final day of the round of 32 as our WCS former champion is on the warpath here in our final group. But looking to stop him, we have veterans and hopefuls from the European scene here in the World Championship Series. My name's Kyle Laris, alongside Apollo.
As always, we've been through 7 groups. We're down to just a final one. A little bit sad here in the round of 32, but also happy at the same time because in just a week, we're going to be into the round of 16, but one final group to go, and that is, of course, today. All
right, so let's take a look at today's group, Group H, as we have 4 players looking for those 2 final spots in the round of 16. First up, we have a previous victor from WCS Europe, a player who's done it all in StarCraft 2. It's MC.
He's done it all. He's the only player in the world to have won a tournament in 2010 and also 2014. He's the highest earning StarCraft 2 player of all time. It's the boss toss. He really does need no introduction.
And then we have a legend of pro gaming in his own right, a fan favorite and as ever lovable as the prior, it's Grubby.
Grubby, a player who's been quiet throughout all of his StarCraft 2 career. No big wins to his name, no wins at all to his name. And he's been very quiet, more specifically this year. To be honest, I'm not too sure what to expect from him today.
Yeah, that's very true. And then third, we have a Terran who once stood atop the European scene as one of the best Terrans in the land. Now, though, has to make some room up, I think. It's Happy.
Yeah, definitely. His last 2 seasons in WCS, he's been eliminated in the round of 32. Definitely not that type of player. He's been shadowed a little bit in recent times by the likes of Daishi and Bunny and even more so Muslim recently. It's time to start to make a change to that.
And then finally, our wild card of the day. He's only 16 years of age, but looking to disrupt the balance here in WCS Premier. It's Serral.
Serral, our youngest player to ever play in WCS. At 16 years old, he comes into a group full of giants, really, because Happy played Warcraft 3 thousands of years ago. Likewise did Grubby, and MC was playing Brood War ages and ages ago. So he's a complete contrast to this group. How well will he fare today? Because some say he's got a lot of talent and a lot of potential to do very, very well.
Yeah, I think so as well here in Premier League. But for today now, let's take a look at how things are going to be shaping up in terms of this group and how the matches are going to be playing out.
That's right. So our first game of the evening will open up with the boss toss versus Serral in a matchup they've played a couple of times before at DreamHacks. MC's won, but it's been close every single time, so that one will kick it off. And then, of course, Happy versus Grubby, an old Warcraft 3 matchup. Funny enough, both of these players used to play for Evil Geniuses in Warcraft 3 a long, long time ago. They've known each other for a long time. They know each other's playstyle inside out, and that's going to be a classic European matchup. Of course, the third game will be that lower bracket, and then the fourth, the winner, and then the fifth, the decider, to get 2 players through as our finals to the round of 16.
All right, so first match of the day coming up here. Serral versus MC. And why don't we start with this young buck making his way through Premier League, or into Premier League at least. This is his first season in Premier.
It's his first season in Premier, his debut, 16 years old, youngest player to do so. I'm very interested in what he's done, ready to prepare for this group. MC's a player who's already prepared for BlizzCon. He won't really look at this group in too much difficulty. He'll say, okay, Grubby Happy here and Serral here. Okay, I'm going to go through easy peasy. Serral, though, the whole world is in front of him right now. He knows every single one of these players inside out. We all do. MC's the aggressive player, Grubby's the guy who prepares, and Happy's the robot. We know how these 3 players play. That's going to be his key to victory if he can actually pick apart each one of them.
Yep. And then we have, obviously, the boss toss, a guy that, as I said at the beginning, he's done it all. He is the highest earning player in StarCraft 2, but can Serral really stop him?
Yeah, the problem is with MC, no matter how much you're expecting it to happen, or how much you know it's going to happen, you can't stop him most of the time. He's so aggressive, he's so relentless, he'll be at you all the time. He is a killer, and he's won more money than anyone to prove it.
Yes, he has. And you look at that and you see 27-12 against Zergs in the WCS system. But more importantly, in 2014, he's 19-4 in the WCF system. So his year against Zerg so far has been really, really strong, to the point where Serral's going to have to look out.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult game for the youngster, of course. The experience, the knowledge, the know-how to in this type of environment all leads in favor of MC. And Serral is definitely got to put some surprises here. The one thing that can work in his advantage is, you know what, no one expects me to do that much today. I'm the clear underdog of all 4. So whatever, I'm going to give it my best shot. And to be honest, he's played MC twice before. He has lost twice before, but each game was 2-1. So he knows what to expect from MC. And these are recent games. I think they were played at DreamHack Summer just a couple of months ago. So he has all the capabilities to beat MC here.
Yeah,
Can he do it on the stage, though? That's a big difference.
That is a big question. Let's get into things. Game number 1 is going to be on overgrowth between these two, as we have, spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, it's our blue Protoss. It is MC, our previous WCS champion, or one of them. And up to the top right-hand corner, it's our wild card. Representing my insanity, it is Serral.
Okay, let's find out which way this is going to go, Kalaris. I'm having a feeling that MC is going to win it, but I'm very happy, and I would be overjoyed to be surprised today. And this is a matchup which I'm enjoying a lot recently, and I'm going to really enjoy how Serral approaches it as well. Is he going to play Ling Roach aggressive style to capitalize on any fast third bases? Is he going to play greedy, skipping a Roach one, for example? Is he going to play Link Hydralisk, which is a style Snoot's been using a lot? Is he going to take the gold base? Is he going to look to play air? Is he going to look to play swarm hosts? Don't really know what to expect from him here.
Yeah, likewise. And if you're not too familiar with Serral in the international scene, we haven't really seen a huge amount of him, apart from some dream hacks and things like that. But he is actually the brother of another player that was actually previously on Mouse Sports, Protosser, the younger brother, in fact. And in the end, he's a player that He's actually had a few results. I mean, if I recall correctly, he beat Supernova quite famously at one of the DreamHacks. I believe it's Bucharest or
Serral or Protosser.
Oh, was it Protosser who beat him? I can't remember. Anyway, the point is,
I know Serral played him, but he didn't win.
Okay then. I'm thinking completely on a different tangent.
But the game, I actually remember casting that game. That was when Serral played against Supernova there. He lost 2-0, but he played the best games that I've seen from anyone to just approach Serral as a nobody. And that was, I casted it with Autosis actually. And I was very pleasantly surprised when I casted those games. And likewise was Autosis, we were very surprised. Yeah,
so we'll see if he can really do anything here, make a dent against the boss toss. Because right now the boss toss is in true form when it comes to playing up against Zergs.
Well, Serral's opened up spawning pool first, and over to the hatchery here. So just a little bit cautious here with his opening, whether it's going to be a potential cannon rush here, whether we're going to see units waypointed over to the other side of the map fast, Zealot Stalker, or Zealot Stalker, whatever the units could be. MC is capable of anything. That is one thing to keep in consideration at all times. But MC's opened up with a fairly greedy opening here. Nexus straight into a gateway, which is on the wall, to make a wall off with the Cyber Core, and of course a single unit. And then double gases have been taken behind that. So from this point on, I think both players are just going to be kind of comfortable. There's no early aggression from either side going to happen here at all. And he's going to have to start thinking about the next stage of the game. So MC is going to be thinking about what is he going to do in this game? What strategy will he deploy? So you've seen a Chrono Booster Zealot. This is just to harass the third base, by the way. It's not. It will be a single Zealot. MC likes to do this. 4 slings. Queen's going to be hard to get up there as well. But the big question now for Serral, how does he scout MC? When does he go in with the Overlords? What is he going to see? Does he see anything?
Well, Serral's trying to scout on the left-hand side of the base, looking for this probe, and unfortunately he's not going to find it at all. As the probe has a little bit of a look around, gets confirmation that the natural is still there, will come over to the third base as well and get the confirmation. So a very, very normal game here from Serral.
Okay. So it looks like we've just been notified there are a couple of sound issues, so we do not have game sound for this one, but we'll hopefully fix it for map number 2 for you guys. Okay, so double Zealot Stalker Mothership Core will go out to harass, and even a second. No, is there a Mothership Core? Or is that a second Stalker? Sorry,
there is a Mothership Core. Yeah.
So it's a lot of units here. It's a lot of units, and behind this pro production, I would imagine is going to continue on. So depending on how much damage we do have from MC, it's going to be pretty. It could be almost game-ending, depending on what he does here. Serral's got to be very careful.
Well, he's trying to spread his creep over to that third base, and it does take a long time to actually get it over there. So getting Queens to that location to defend is always a bit of a task, bit of an annoyance, as these two Zealots, as well as Stalker, now putting on the pressure. But MC really already ramping up at the beginning shows that he wants to put Serral on the edge very, very fast in this series.
Yeah, and, well, Lings are on the way and Queens are being built. But how much damage will he take here? He does not want to lose that hatchery, obviously.
No, not at all. But it's already taking a lot of damage here. And with the second Stalker reinforcing as well, if he works on some of these units and brings some of them down, this is already a really nice start here from MC, getting some good trades off.
Yeah, and behind this, MC's already, noticing weakness from his opponent, that he's lost a lot, there's no drones. He's actually put down three extra gateways. He's going to back this up with, I suppose, more units here. He doesn't really have any pylons forward, though. So it's just what he has aggressively.
Yep, there's the Forge being added on as well during all of this. So for now, looks like he's going to hold this off with those 3 queens, etc., pushing this back. A few sentries been added on. Tries to go for a bit of a surround here, and...
Very low drones, though. 32 drones only versus 42.
Income's going to be swinging heavily in favor of MC. I mean, of course, across 3 bases, it's, the kind of will even out in the end, but it's going to be very difficult here for Serral.
Yeah, this is not so good at all, actually. But he's going to drone up. He's got the Ro32 on layer coming in, finishing up with that. But MC's on 5 gateways, +1 attack coming in. He's going to move over to take his 3rd now, and the layer is going to finish. Will it finish in time? No. Seconds away, only seconds away till he could have spread some creep.
That's a little bit of a shame there.
Is
not
it just
going to
be Roach Ling then, or he's getting an evolution chamber down, Roach speed, and then an attack upgrade or something? But either way, MC's in great shape just by harassing with those starting units.
Ling's going to try and run around on this right-hand side. They do get spotted by that Hallucinate Phoenix, so at least he also notices that MC currently is on lockdown, really playing this out quite nicely, adding on his Twilight Council as well, lining up for what looks like the idea of a +2 blink transition.
Yeah, he's going to be moving into +2 and blink here very smoothly, for sure.
They're still having a little look around as well, having a see what's going on. Sees the amount of gas that's coming in, as well as the Roach Warren whirring away. So MC has a lot of intel right now against his opponent, where, unfortunately, Serral just... it's going to be difficult for him to play against this.
Serral can't really break his opponent, so he's got to... I mean, the cannon's already done on the 3rd. The Nexus is going to be up, which means there'll be Photon Overcharges available. There's a ton of sentries here. The 2nd evolution chamber's coming in, so Serral has to drone. He has to really push his economy, but his units are very weak. Very weak. I mean, look at the army supply. MC's already at 34 army supply. MC could move out soon. He's having a look around, and he sees not many units at all. I wouldn't be surprised if MC pushed out soon.
Yeah, he's going to have a very, very strong army, that's for sure. When he starts warping in huge amounts of Stalkers from these extra 3 gateways on this 3rd base too. I mean, look, yeah, he is transferring a load of probes over there now, and he will be probing up towards that, but the push potential that he has whilst also doing this is very, very powerful.
All right, well, Infestation Pit coming in as well. And it is going to be Swarm Hosts.
Well, if he can solidify himself with those in between all of these this window, then maybe, yeah, that could work. Infestors are being added on as well to try and lock a little bit of this army down when it pushes. If he did land a few fungals on the sentries as they come along, then that would be kind of cool, but could be a little bit difficult.
Okay, yeah, but MC... +2 attack, blink. What's his probe count now? 66. And the army count from Serral. How many units does Serral have now? 2 Swarmos, 24 Lings. Not a lot.
Yeah, his army's a little bit all over the place.
It's not a lot right now. He's nowhere near where he needs to be. Enduring Locust, nowhere near as well. MC can easily go and pick up that 4th. No problem.
Yeah.
Does MC even have a robotics facility in this game?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
I don't think he does.
So there's no clearing creep. He will need to throw one down when he sees Swarm Host, but I mean, there's no way to kill a guy if you can't see his units, that's for sure.
Yeah, true. It's going to take a little while to actually really do anything here. I guess he could try and force field off sections and try and snipe out this 3rd hatchery and then run away. That might be his game plan here as he pokes on forward, throwing down a few force fields. If he slowly moves the force field wall on that right-hand side and then moves towards that hatchery, this could be a really nice pickup here for MC, who's going to go straight for it, will take it away, knowing that Swarm Hoster there has to get out, does have recall potential here.
Yeah, he's dealing as much damage as he can, though, before he leaves. And doesn't need to recall. He's going to walk back. +3 attack on the way, robotics facility. We'll see Colossus being played now from MC. And he'll throw down that robotic space soon, knowing that he's going to need it against Ling, Infestor, Swarm Host.
I'm very surprised he decided not to recall during all of this and tried to go for the walkout, but anyway, loses a few of the units in the process.
There's 2 ways to look at it. He can leave with everything, but he could also kill off a lot, knowing that he can replenish 3 times as fast as his opponent, being on just 2 bases.
Warping a few Stalkers here, killing off that Overseer, making sure he's a little bit more in the dark, but he's already seen the majority of what's going on back there. And for now, Serral is just trying to stall the game out. I don't think he feels that he can really take it during any time.
The best way to probably play this from MC is to get a Warp Prism quite fast now, maybe Zealot Charge as well, and start harassing, because he's nowhere near getting Colossus. And he needs them to be at a good number. But he also can't sit back and do nothing and let Serral take the game and, you know, get his economy back online with these 2 bases he's building at once. So, well, here comes a Warp Prism. MC's got to stay active. You can never let the Zerg crawl back into it, because he will get his economy back online and then get the Swarm Host moving. Yeah,
it's not even looking that terrible right now. Of course, MC does have a higher economy because he has had his 3 bases up and running, whilst these 2 are just establishing themselves once again. But the Stalkers are being ever aggressive. There's a Fungal that actually lands brilliantly on some of this, but blinks up with the majority of them, has to recall out. That was actually a great recall to get the coverage on every single Stalker.
Yep. Slides Mothership Core. And Zealot's ready to harass 4th. And Colossus are being made, but Serral's getting comfortable again. 3rd base is back on, 15 drones in production, and he's got a decent amount of units which he hasn't really lost in those Swarm Hosts. But MC's gonna. I mean, MC hasn't done anything to hurt him yet. He moved out a little bit. You're not really expecting to get a lot of damage done with the Stalkers, but the Warp Prism is going to be the big part.
A little bit of harass gonna start occurring with these Locusts as well. Any unit he can get with this position is not too bad, but MC is trying to draw his opponent thin. Zealots on the left-hand side, Stalkers on the right, just trying to abuse the fact that those Swarm Hosts can't really deal with both angles at the same time.
Yeah, decent harass from MC, but he's not really breaking past the Zerglings there. Warp Prism in the main, though. This is... Oh, no, gets taken out. 2 Spore Crawlers.
Good defense so far there from Serral to shut that down. But at the same time, he's going to have to start competing soon with the double Colossus play.
Yeah. MC and First, both players obviously living together here, really favor the Stalker blink play.
Yeah.
Like mobility and moving, Warp Prisms, Zealot run-bys. They really like this. If they need to, they'll eventually build up an air army, but they prefer to take the fight aggressively and actively like this.
And he's already got 4 Colossi behind this as well. So once that transition and the ability from MC comes in to actually just push forwards against... How many Swarm Hosts do we have? 16. Actually, that's quite a lot. Good Fungal again, but it won't be enough. He's going to just recall out of there. He has the energy.
Yeah, but Serral's dealing well with this aggression. While MC's trying to build up towards Colossus, he's stopped the Warp Prism in the main. He's dealing with these Zealots. And he is building up. He's building up. We see the Hive on the way, which means Vipers are going to come into play. The Spire, which means Corruptors are going to come into play, so you can build that air army to be super costing. The Spores and Spine starting. This one seems like it could be a very long game.
Yep, gold base is on the way for MC as he now establishes even more of his tech. He does have the +3 weapons, finished on these units quite a while ago, and the 4 Colossi are a very, very strong, powerful army here. They really want to get on top of these Swarm Hosts if they can.
Well, you can see them now.
Uh-oh, he's going to lose quite a few of these, actually. There really isn't any potential to lock down that army. There isn't that much energy on those Infestors, so did lose a few. Going to blink forwards again. Actually, there's not that much to buffer for the Swarm Hosts. It's only the Locusts. And they're not really coming out in time or not even doing anything because they're trapped behind the force fields.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Swarm Hosts here.
He's going to take a lot of damage. He already kills off those Spine Crawlers. He dealt with the Locusts, and now the Swarm Hosts are completely naked. Just a few Lings trying to run into this, but no way.
Wow.
GG. MC powers through this first game.
Wow, Serral was definitely looking to set that at 1 to go long there. But MC attacks, and he saw those Swarm Hosts available, and he jumped on them, man.
Yeah. All right, so good stuff there by him so far, as we're going to get into Game 2 in just a little bit. But Serral kind of just got blindsided from the very beginning in that game. Never really gained traction, I don't feel.
Yeah, it all started with the double Zealot and Stalker Mothership Core, those 5 units together. It all started from that harassment, really. And he started losing drones, he started taking damage, and from that position on, it kind of did put him on the back foot a little bit, which definitely caught him by surprise. But I guess we'll see how he's going to adapt into the next part. But that's what MC's very good at. As comfortable and as mentally prepared as you're meant to be coming into this next one, or coming into this series, MC is able to kind of push you off that straight away quite well.
Yeah, yeah. And again, you know, when we come back to how MC has been performing against Zergs recently, as I say, in 2014, 19-4, he doesn't lose this matchup often. He's always had a very good mastery of it. More so this year, I would say, than almost ever before. He is looking really, really on point in PvZ.
Yeah, in the past, MC's been very good at his 2-base all-ins and his super aggressive play, but they're not as good as they used to be. They can still work, but they're not as dominant. But he's kind of moved into just a normal game, but super aggressive in lots of different ways. I don't even know what that was, man. Yeah, so...
Nor do I.
I don't know. But yeah, so I think he's going to continue that aggression for sure.
It was your phone.
Oh, was it? I don't even know how that fell. It must have fallen in my pocket, man.
So
it's gonna smash the screen even more, man.
It was already looking battered and bruised, but now it's going to look even more so. All right, so we're getting into game number 2. What is the map? King Sage on station?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So MC can play this game exactly how he played the previous one if he wants to. The same type of early aggression into the fast third style, into even more aggression with the blinking +2.
All right, so we're going to be getting into this in just a second. Serral, going to have to find some room here. I think he probably wouldn't be as easily kind of taken back by the idea of a little bit of aggression early on, because that obviously did cause him a few problems, having to make so many lings that really in the end weren't too useful to actually defend his third. So I don't know, maybe Serral can stabilize a little bit going into the mid game. Maybe we'll see a better game out of him if he is able to do that.
Yeah, I'm feeling that he looked rather well and looked pretty good actually throughout the middle parts of the game. If he's not taking damage or being harassed and slowed down early, I think he has the potential to take that kind of fight to MC.
Okay, so countdown's begun for game number 2. MC currently leads 1-0 in our first series of the day. Remember, this is the last group in the round of 32. And then once we're done with this, after it's finished, we are actually going to do the live round of 16 group draw. So
live.
Stay tuned for that. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what the groups are going to look like for the round of 16. We're the only region not to do that yet. So I guess we got to jump on and do that.
Okay, then let's get into it. Game number 2, King Sage on station is our map, as we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner. It's our blue Protoss representing the Global Esports Management. It's MC, and up to the top left-hand corner, it's our red Zerg representing My Insanity. It is Serral.
Okay, so we have game sounds back. Congratulations, Claris.
Woohoo!
We had them in the previous game, but not properly.
Yeah,
it's coming through my PC.
We kind of figured it out, though.
Trying to follow you, so I wasn't casting very well. But don't worry.
It's okay.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, everything is cool. Okay, so MC, I think he'll probably happily open up in a very, very similar style to how he did last game. I don't see real need for him to change too much unless he assumes that Serral might just completely change things up. But Serral, if he were to get into the mid game with the setup he had before, but just like a little bit better, it'd be completely okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see where he's going to go with this, because MC is not going to open up with the Nexus first this time. He's going to open up with a Gateway. So it's going to be Gateway expansion, and then from this, I don't think he'll get the super fast Nexus, which is the Gateway mineral only into Nexus. He'll probably just take the gas and open up standards.
So he's been a little bit more cautious, in essence, really.
Yes.
As this probe will end up getting spotted by Serral, as he already went for spawning pool behind this first anyway. So there's no real there's not too much that Serral has to be worried about here. Obviously, he doesn't know that there isn't a forge back at home just yet for MC, but at the same time,
just cautious openings.
Yeah. You never know with MC, to be honest. You never know.
Yeah, and this is a great map for cannon rushing. So actually, both maps, Overgrowth and this map, are perfect for cannon rushing. So spawning pool first makes a lot of sense both games, especially against the type of player he's playing against.
Well, sees a spawning pool, and he does have that 7 minutes core finished up and good to go here, or on the way at least for MC. And then with that, has a little bit of gas coming in. Just to propel himself forward. So at least this opener allows him to propel his tech forwards a little bit quicker, and maybe he can hit an earlier timing if he did want to do something aggressive compared to like the earlier Nexus play.
Well, MC sees no gas, so he knows he's not going to face any early Zergling speed or something. But likewise, Serral has an Overlord on top of the Gateway again, and it's going to spot if we were to see anything super early, super aggressive. We might still see it after the Nexus comes in, though.
And also spots the Nexus. He saw the probe going down there anyway. Serral for now just wants to get in there and really have a look at the gas count. Also, where these chrono boosts are really going is also very important. Right now, going into the Nexus, Serral can feel a little bit more comfortable in what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, and he's got a good scout so far on MC's base. Just standard good scout here. He sees the double gases coming in. This Overlord inside the main base would probably want to swing right more so than left, or somewhere around the back, just so it can see the second gas easily and poke back in to know if MC is having a structure around that back pylon, how much gas is he mining. MC's full of tricks like this. And there's a second Overlord on the natural too, which is quite good for Serral as well.
Yeah, keeping good eyes on things. Getting information about those gases on the natural is also very useful here for the Zerg, as he's also positioning himself a little Zergling over on that third base, making sure that MC's not too greedy.
Yeah, he's trying to cover all options. If Serral spots gases taking a decent time on this natural, then he knows that he's going to play against a normal tech. If he spots the third coming down, he knows that he can be aggressive or greedy himself. MC's chosen the robotics facility here, which is more than likely just going to be an immortal push to end this fast. MC doesn't really like playing against Swarm Horse players. I mean, he doesn't like it. It can mean different things, as in he can beat them, but he just doesn't like to play against it very often. And he's often told me before, he's like, you know what, against a Swarm Horse player, I like to just immortal all in them and end it fast, because they can't stop it. So that's what he's probably aiming towards here. And Serral's first Overlord is not going to scout the robotics facility. Maybe the one at the back can.
I mean, right now, the Robo facility was technically in a great spot, right smack dab in the middle of where those Overlords could come and like spot it, but I think that it should, this second Overlord should be able to spot it in the end anyway. So MC was trying to hide it, but in the end is unsuccessful. Yeah.
And Serral sacrifices 2 Overlords to get this info, and he does spot the robotics facility. So now he knows he's playing against the Immortal All-In. There's many different approaches and theories on how to stop this. One of the more common ones is for the fast layer into the fast roach speed, because roach speed is super good to get up close, get the damage done. But right now, the Spore Crawler, I think he's thinking this could be a Warp Prism.
Maybe.
Definitely, he's guarding both areas. By getting the fast layer and the Spore Crawler is covering both here, but he obviously doesn't need the Spore Crawler. But if it was going to be a Warp Prism, then he'd take a lot more damage. He's got a drone comfortably. 45, 50, 55 in that range. 55 on the high end, of course. 45 on the low end. And then get an army fast. So this is going to require no supply blocks. Creep spread is important because he's going to have to come from multiple areas to defend this type of attack.
Warp Prism is on the way to help out this small push as well, as in the end, you know, being able to micro those Immortals with that Warp Prism helps a lot. Using it as a warping reinforcement point at the front also really helps. Serral right now isn't really allowing anything to escape the base without his knowledge. So if a probe were to go out from the pylon, it would be very difficult to do.
I don't think he can afford Roach and Hydra. I think he'll have too few units.
That's ambitious.
I mean, right now he's sitting at, or will be sitting at 56 drones, which is pushing the higher end, which helps support both tech structures here. But I think he'll run low on units here. He's supply blocked. Oh no, he's not. Sorry, excuse me. He's going to be he has to be very, very careful with this kind of defense.
He's going to go for the Immortal drop here, but that Spore Crawler does push it away from the natural, so buys him a little bit more time. He has 4 queens available to him.
This is any key structure or queen hunting moment.
Yeah. Gonna go for the queens initially, but obviously Serral's clever and will start focusing down the Warp Prism, denying the retreat out, so MC realizes he has to get out of there quick.
MC stop probes at 45. He's building. 4 more gateways gonna come in. It's gonna be building a very large army. There's even an Observer here helping clear creep, which is so smart. One of the ways to deal with this attack is to obviously get good creep spread and come for a surround, but not if you don't have the creep.
Yep. Creep Shuma's being
this is very smart from MC. I mean, if you think about a traditional way to defend this, Queen Roach Ling, you're not going to stop the Warp Prism from doing this.
No, not at all.
Even with Hydras come into play, which MC spotted, it's not going to be easy to defend this.
Picks up, gets out of there, goes away. There's going to be 4 Immortals with this push. That's a lot of power behind it. As those gateways are about to finish up very soon. He has to keep the Warp Prism alive, though, because right now, again, there's no probe out in the map to actually throw down pylons. If he brings one with him, then he can protect it for a while, but it'll take a while.
6 more drones and a gas.
How many Hydras does he have? 8. There's going to be 6 more.
I'm not sure he'll see the benefit from those 6 drones and that gas. The attack is already on its way. Well done from Serral to respread the creep, by the way, with a queen. But I'm a little bit worried about the lack of numbers he has, especially with the force fields that is going to cut this small army up anyway. This is why Hydras aren't really the way to deal with this, because you have so few. Once they're in high numbers, great, but this can be very hard.
Yeah, he's going to have to delay for quite a while. He's got a lot of units on the way, but this army is already on the warpath. It has a lot of potential to just cut up this initial army and separate off any reinforcements that will come along because of how many force fields he has.
All right, now or never. Are you going to the lower bracket or going to game 3?
Here come a few force fields, separating some of those Hydras off at the front. Notice how at the back, loads of Hydralisks are doing nothing right now.
And 2 Immortals
against this
dying off
army.
quite fast, though. I mean, one's dead, the other took damage, but...
It's a good start, not too bad, but again, army supply 71 to 66 in favor of MC.
Double time warp and sentry force fields were used, though.
But again, because he's having to use the warp prism as a warping point, he's not actually able to micro with these Immortals, so you have to be very, very careful with them.
It's a good position for force fields here.
Yeah, can separate that left-hand side off.
North. Even better up here.
Yeah, can force field in between that hatchery if he really wants to. And it looks like he's given up the position, but he's going to have to force field behind him as well, as this army is going to come around from 2 sides. Good force fields next to the hatchery, going to block off a lot of those Hydras from doing a whole lot. Uh-oh, if the warp prism's gone, then he could actually do something against this army. He lost a lot of drones during that, though. Had to pull them away.
5 more Hydras, 8 more Lings.
He is buying time here,
He's a little bit worried, obviously.
Yeah.
He's just lost a lot, and he's rebuilding. He does not want to lose this army.
Oh,
the Mothership Core has been forgotten about. He's like, all right, you use your time warp, now you're useless. And the Hydra count is getting high now. It is getting high. It's at 26.
He bought the time. He did buy good time. And now, unfortunately for MC, his little window for now has ran out a little bit. He has to now figure out something else. I mean, he killed a lot of drones at the natural third base, yes, but that has been replenished very quickly here by Serral.
Yeah, losing that warp prism slowed this right down. Well, completely. MC's going to go again, though. If we get to Vipers, then...
yeah.
Oh, boy. Blinding Clouds are going to destroy this.
That's going to be a bit of a disaster.
But still, MC's going to go again. Sentries have regathered all that energy that they spent.
Still 11 of them, and warping in extra Stalkers here. They don't have Blink, all importantly, during this, so it's a bit... They're not as useful as they would like to be during these fights, but if you can get a good angle, they'll do a lot of damage with good force fields, but a good concave has already been set up by Serral.
This is so MC.
Yeah, didn't work. Let's go again. And he can actually make it work. We've seen him many times find good angles. That's some good force fields actually separating a lot of the army up at the north position. A few of the units are being berated by them, but at the same time, he is once again dividing and conquering.
Yep, a lot of damage done. And the Hydra count now cut in half already. And the army still pretty big from MC.
Yeah. Taking down this third hatchery is going to be very nice for him. He has Guardian Shield, a lot more force fields where those came from. Running out a little bit, but he's already done big damage, killing off some of the army before getting this third base now. And Serral is kind of up against it.
Yeah, even more Hydras that pop from that hatch. Those eggs are gone.
And as those reinforcements pop and die off instantly, MC's reinforcements just join the army from that warp prism, continuing on this assault, continuing on this army.
MC. Always the same. Never change. Never change, MC.
Nope. More force fields, more Stalkers, more Immortals. Keeps on going. Keeps on trucking.
Yeah, and look at the supply. This is a very difficult, almost impossible fight for Zerg to win. The MC's just got too much. MC can just sit on warping in more and more and more. He technically has a slightly better income. Force fields come back into the game again.
A lot of the Hydras at the back were shooting behind those force fields, but the army supply is just too vastly different right now. Very difficult for Serral to keep on going with this. The Guardian Shield pops. There's so many sentries here. And there you go, GG. MC takes the swift 2-0 in this series, moving on to the winners match.
As many, I suppose, would have expected from MC to be able to 2-0 this. Unfortunately for Serral, he was not able to stop MC on his tracks to a potential 4th final here this season. Having been in 3 already, won 2, lost the other. MC finished 8th last season, but now I think he's probably gunning for that top slot again.
Yeah, definitely wants that. And we already saw him in 2 finals here during WCS Europe, winning, well, one of them, and doing pretty well for himself. But that means now he goes through to the winners, and he's going to be joined by either Happy or Grubby.
That's right. And that's going to be an interesting game, this one. 2 players who've played against each other a lot over the years. now go up here for the first time in, I think, over a year and a half. Haven't played against each other a long, long time. So quite looking forward to this one. How's Grubby been doing? He hasn't been streaming recently. How's his practice been doing? Will it help him up against Happy, who we all know is still feared by many online on the ladder, but can he put the performances where they need to be?
Yeah. So join us after the break, guys, when we have our second series of the night here at WCS Europe Group H. It's Happy versus Grubby.